Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chan. I've got my cat Tilly joining us today and we're going to be talking about how I made this mermaid diorama. Hey. She says there's fun bits coming up. So as a lot of you know, I'm a bit of a cheapskate. So when I can use cardboard, best believe I will be using cardboard. So the walls of this diorama are made up of, you guessed it, cardboard. I basically cut out the shape I wanted and then I had these bits of sea glass that I decided to trace round and cut out for windows. After making sure all the windows fit, I could put in this granny grating for the window grains. You can't really see this at the end, but I know it's there, so it's fine. Something I should have done before I put the granny grating in, and this is classic Kate Lout drama, is I always do things before thinking. I should have taped up the windows beforehand, because I then had to do it afterwards and it took me 4 times as long. Adding in the lights, because you know I love a light coming from inside a diorama. And then just making sure it all fits together with the shell on the top. And that piece of cardboard we used earlier, no problem mate, I'm just going to use that as the base. I then made plaster of Paris rocks. If you want to know how I made them, go check out some of my other videos because I go more in depth in those ones. But basically, I get these plaster of Paris rocks, stick them on haphazardly, and then get some more plaster of Paris to smush it into all of the little nooks and crannies to make that overall put together effect. I am yet to find a way to make rocks in dioramas that is better than this. All of those pieces of sea glass that we had earlier, I just glued them into their respective holes. This was really satisfying actually, knowing that everything fit exactly how I wanted it to. The rare moment in which some Kate Lout planning actually worked. Next, I have these tiny little rocks, and for some reason I thought it would be a really good idea to glue them on individually. It took me hours. It was kind of therapeutic, but these things are so tiny. So I got these bigger rocks that I have and basically put them around all the window frames, the door frame and the top. And then I've got these smaller fragments of shells that are kind of pink, blue, purpley colours, and put those on as the bricks. I'm just using super glue here, and like I say, it was very time consuming, but it was quite satisfying to do as well. I mean, look at that! Beautiful! Chef's frickin' kiss. Then before I got stuck in with the grouting, I took some black, watered down black paint and painted over all of the rocks. This is just to give them that bit of depth that maybe I wouldn't be able to get later when the grouting's added. And then, of course, adding the door. Now, before I went in with the grouting, I did tape up the door and all of the windows because I didn't want them to get grout on it. And you know what? On this channel, we have a bit of drama with grouting, okay? We've done it a few times. One time it worked perfectly, the other time was a bloody disaster, and this time was somewhere between the two. Now, because the fragments of shell that I used weren't very thick, basically the grout didn't stick in between them. It stuck between the bigger rocks around the window and the door, but not between the shells. So what I should have done really was paint the cardboard white before I put everything on it, so that if it didn't work, I still had that white background. But in the end, we basically settled for some grouted bits and some bits with the cardboard showing through. But honestly, when you look at it from afar, you can't really tell. The main thing is anyway that all of the grouting around the windows and door looks really good, so I'm fine with it. Then comes the dry brushing, just going over the rocks with lots of different shades of grey and white. Then I added some sand, basically put down a layer of Mod Podge, added the sand, and then added some isopropyl alcohol and watered down matte Mod Podge as well to lock it in place. I then added in these like waves, which look shit, so I ended up covering them up later. But I added in these waves in the sand to try and show like the tide and the current, but it did not look good, so just completely ignore that. And then here I am making some accessories to go on the seabed. I made a little message in a bottle, and then out of clay I also made some sea anemones and coral. Is that how you pronounce it? Anemones? I think so. Now I'm very amateur when it comes to working with clay, and so these don't look the best, but I think it kind of adds to the whole aesthetic at the end. Then, of course, I just took lots of different colours of paint and painted up the coral and the sea anemones. And I made these little strands of grass as well, which look really cool. And then I just basically started gluing them onto the base of the diorama. I glued all of these in first, and then I went in later and glued in some of my accessories. Like I made a treasure chest. I made also, obviously, the message in a bottle, which was really cool. And then, of course, some finishing touches here, just adding in some sand, those extra little props that I made earlier, and some seagrass and foliage as well. You know I love a bit of foliage. Anyway, with all that being said, let's go and take a look at the final result. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had so much fun making it. Let me know if there's anything you'd love to see me make next. I'm very excited. I've got a really cool project coming up, so make sure you subscribe, like and comment as well. Do all of those things. I'm really committing to my YouTube journey this year, so hopefully there'll be more consistent uploads for you. And yeah, have a good one. Thanks, Tilly. Do you want to say goodbye? Tilly said if you don't subscribe, she's going to come to your house and murder you in your sleep. So. Good girl.